Football is a game of moments, and nothing is more thrilling than a last-minute goal. When time is running out, when all hope seems lost, some players rise like legends. The tension builds, every second ticks away, the crowd holds its breath. And then, bang! The net ripples, the stadium erupts, and history is made. Today we bring you the top 10 most insane last-minute goals in football history. Buckle up! Because this is football at its most electrifying. The Nou Camp, Barcelona, 26th of May 1999, the European Cup final. Bayern Munich, a goal up with minutes to go. They thought they had their hands on the trophy. Manchester United on the ropes, on the canvas, their treble dream fading. But this is Manchester United, this is a team that never knows when it's beaten. Teddy Sheringham, bang! In the first minute of added time, the substitute fires United level. The impossible was now a possibility. But could they really complete the turnaround? Deep into the dying embers, a corner kick, Sheringham nods the ball on, and there, in the right place, at the right time, is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the baby-faced assassin. A flick of the boot, the ball hits the roof of the net. Manchester United had done it, from the despair of impending defeat to the ecstasy of European glory in the blink of an eye. Solskjaer, the super sub, etched his name into the history books. The celebrations began, a sea of red engulfing the pitch. Sir Alex Ferguson, arms aloft, a picture of disbelief and unbridled joy. The Nou Camp had witnessed one of the greatest comebacks, one of the most unbelievable finishes in football history. This was Manchester United at their very best, relentless, resilient, and ruthless. And for Bayern Munich, well, this was the cruelest of defeats. A night that would haunt their dreams for years to come. El Clasico. Barcelona versus Real Madrid. The most passionate, the most intense rivalry in world football. The atmosphere at the Bernabeu was electric, the tension palpable. With the clock ticking down, the scores level, it was Lionel Messi. Who else? Who would provide the moment of magic? A burst of acceleration, leaving defenders in his wake, a deft touch, and then, bang! The net bulged. The Bernabeu was silenced. Messi, with the audacity of a magician, had produced a goal worthy of winning any game, let alone El Clasico. He stood there, arms outstretched, his name echoing around the stadium. The Barcelona fans went wild, their little genius had done it again. This wasn't just a goal, this was a statement. The Etihad Stadium, Manchester, May 13, 2012, the final day of the Premier League season. Manchester City, needing a win to secure their first league title in 44 years, were 2-1 down to Queen's Park Rangers, with just minutes to go. The impossible seemed to be happening. City's title dream was turning into a nightmare. Despair filled the blue half of Manchester, but then, a glimmer of hope. Edin Zico rose highest to head home an equalizer in the 92nd minute. The Etihad erupted, but there was still so much to do. Could City find one more goal in the dying seconds? Then it happened. Sergio Aguero, the Argentine magician, picked up the ball on the edge of the box. One touch, two touches, and then, bang! A rocket of a shot flew past Paddy Kenny in the QPR goal. The Etihad went berserk. Aguero! Martin Tyler's iconic commentary echoed around the stadium, around the world. Manchester City had done it. They had snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. The scenes were unforgettable. Aguero, shirtless, wheeling away in celebration, his name being chanted by delirious fans. This wasn't just a goal, this was a moment that transcended sport. This was a moment that would be talked about for generations to come. This was Manchester City's history-making moment, a moment that announced their arrival as a global footballing powerhouse. Chapter 4. Ronaldo, the King of Turin, the Allianz Stadium, Turin, March 12, 2019. The Champions League round of 16. Juventus, trailing 2-0 from the first leg against Atletico Madrid, needed a miracle. Enter Cristiano Ronaldo. The Portuguese phenomenon, a man who thrives on pressure, who lives for the big stage, was about to deliver one of the greatest individual performances in Champions League history. A towering header in the 27th minute gave Juventus hope. Another header just after halftime leveled the tie. The atmosphere was electric. The impossible was now a possibility. Then, with just minutes remaining, the unthinkable happened. A clumsy challenge on Federico Bernardeschi gave Juventus a penalty. Up stepped Ronaldo, cool, calm, and collected. He sent Jan Oblak the wrong way, completing his hat-trick and sending Juventus through to the quarter-finals. The Allianz Stadium went into meltdown. Ronaldo, arms outstretched, soaked up the adulation of the Juventus faithful. He had done it again. He had single-handedly dragged his team back from the brink of elimination. This was Ronaldo at his imperious best, a player who could defy logic, who could bend the rules of the game to his will. This was a performance that cemented his status as one of the greatest footballers of all time. Chapter 5. The Miracle of Amsterdam, the Johan Cruyff Arena, Amsterdam. May 8, 2019. The Champions League semi-final second leg. Tottenham Hotspur, trailing 1-0 from the first leg against Ajax, found themselves 2-0 down at halftime. Their Champions League dream was in tatters. But this Tottenham team, led by the inspirational Mauricio Pochettino, had other ideas. A second-half comeback for the ages was about to unfold. Lucas Moura, the Brazilian forward, gave Spurs a lifeline with a goal in the 55th minute. 4 minutes later, he leveled the tie on aggregate with a cool finish. The momentum had shifted. Tottenham, roared on by their incredible traveling support, were pouring forward in search of a winner. And then, in the 6th minute of added time, it happened. Dele Alli's through ball found Moura, who controlled the ball with his left foot before firing a low shot past Andre Onana in the Ajax goal. The Tottenham players went wild. Their fans went wild. The Johan Cruyff Arena, a cauldron of noise just moments earlier, was stunned into silence. Tottenham had completed one of the most improbable comebacks in Champions League history. They were going to the final. This was a night that will forever be etched in Tottenham folklore, a night that proved that anything is possible in football. Chapter 6. Totti, the Eternal Gladiator, the Stadio Olimpico, Rome, April 20, 2016. Roma, trailing 2-1 to Torino with just minutes remaining, were staring defeat in the face. The atmosphere was tense, the home fans restless. Then, their hero emerged. Francesco Totti, the Roma captain, the symbol of the city, the man they call Il Pupone, the Big Baby, was about to roll back the years one last time. A penalty in the 86th minute gave Totti the chance to equalize. He stepped up, cool as you like, and sent Joe Hart the wrong way. The Olimpico erupted. Totti, mobbed by his teammates, had given his beloved Roma a lifeline. But he wasn't finished yet. In the 89th minute, with the game on a knife edge, Totti received the ball on the edge of the box. Time seemed to stand still as he controlled the ball with his right foot before unleashing an unstoppable shot past Hart into the back of the net. The Olimpico went berserk. Totti, his arms outstretched, wheeled away in celebration. This wasn't just a goal, this was a fairy tale. This was a legend, defying time, reminding the world of his enduring class. The Roma fans, overcome with emotion, cried tears of joy. They had witnessed something truly special, a moment that transcended sport. This was Totti, their captain, their leader, their icon, reminding them why they loved football, why they loved Roma. Chapter 7. Ibrahimovic, the Art of the Impossible. The Stade Velodrome, Marseille, October 28, 2012. Le Classique, the fierce rivalry between Marseille and Paris Saint-Germain, was in full swing. With the clock ticking down and the scores level at 1-1, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, the enigmatic Swedish striker, was about to produce a moment of magic that only he could conjure. A long ball forward from Thiago Silva seemed to be sailing harmlessly out of play, but Ibrahimovic, with his back to goal and a defender breathing down his neck, had other ideas. He leaped into the air, contorted his body, and met the ball with an outrageous backheel volley that looped over the despairing dive of Steve Mandanda in the Marseille goal. The Stade Velodrome, a cauldron of noise just moments earlier, was stunned into silence. The PSG players went wild, mobbing their talismanic striker. Ibrahimovic, never one to hide his emotions, let out a roar of delight. This wasn't just a goal, this was a work of art. This was Zlatan Ibrahimovic, the self-proclaimed god of football, at his brilliant best, defying logic and physics with a moment of genius. Chapter 8. Iniesta, a goal for the ages. Soccer City Stadium, Johannesburg, July 11, 2010. The FIFA World Cup Final. Spain, seeking their first ever World Cup title, were locked in a tense battle with the Netherlands. After 90 minutes of grueling action, the scores remained goalless. Extra time was needed to separate these two European giants. The tension was unbearable. The world held its breath. And then, in the 116th minute, it happened. Cesc Fabregas, on as a substitute, picked up the ball on the right-hand side of the penalty area. He whipped in a low cross towards the near post. There, arriving late, was Andrés Iniesta, the diminutive Spanish midfielder. He met the ball with a first-time shot that flew past Martin Stekelenburg in the Dutch goal. The Spanish bench erupted. The Spanish fans went wild. Iniesta, his shirt off, raced towards the corner flag, overcome with emotion. He had done it. He had scored the goal that won Spain the World Cup. This wasn't just a goal. This was a moment that transcended sport. This was a moment that united a nation. A moment that would be remembered for generations to come. This was Andrés Iniesta, the quiet man of Spanish football, etching his name into the history books. Chapter 9. Robin, the Flying Dutchman delivers. Wembley Stadium, London, May 25, 2013. The UEFA Champions League final. Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund, two German giants, were battling it out for European glory. The first half was a tense affair, with neither side able to find a breakthrough. The second half started in similar fashion, with both teams canceling each other out. But as the game entered its closing stages, the tension reached fever pitch. And then, in the 89th minute, it happened. Franck Ribéry, the French winger, broke free down the left-hand side. He cut inside and slipped a perfectly weighted pass into the path of Arjen Robben. Robben, the Flying Dutchman, raced clear of the Dortmund defense. He took a touch to compose himself before slotting the ball past Roman Weidenfeller in the Dortmund goal. The Bayern Munich players went wild, their fans went wild. Robben, arms outstretched, wheeled away in celebration. He had done it. He had scored the goal that won Bayern Munich their 5th European Cup. This wasn't just a goal, this was redemption for Robben, who had missed a crucial penalty in the 2012 Champions League final. This was a moment that cemented his legacy as a Bayern Munich legend. Chapter 10, 93-20, The Stuff of Legends. We return to the Etihad Stadium, to that unforgettable day in May 2012. Manchester City, on the verge of letting the Premier League title slip through their fingers, found themselves trailing 2-1 to Queen's Park Rangers in the dying seconds of the game. The tension was unbearable. The City fans were stunned into silence. Their title dream was turning into a nightmare. But then, in the most dramatic of circumstances, their fortunes changed. Edin Zico's header in the 92nd minute gave them a glimmer of hope. And then, in the 94th minute, it happened. Sergio Aguero, the man who had written his name into City folklore, was about to produce a moment of magic that would echo through the ages. Mario Balotelli, the enigmatic Italian striker, flicked the ball into the path of Aguero. The Argentine, with the weight of the world on his shoulders, took a touch to control the ball before unleashing an unstoppable shot that flew past Paddy Kenny in the QPR goal. Aguero! Martin Tyler's voice cracked with emotion as the Etihad Stadium erupted in a cacophony of noise. Manchester City had done it. They had snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. They were Premier League champions for the first time in 44 years. This wasn't just a goal, this was a moment that transcended sport. This was a moment that cemented Aguero's legacy as a Manchester City legend. This was a moment that will be talked about for generations to come. This was 93-20, the stuff of legends. Outrow unforgettable moments. Football, beautiful, unpredictable, heartbreaking, and exhilarating. These last-minute goals, these moments of pure drama, remind us why we love this game. They stay with us, etched in our memories long after the final whistle has blown. Which goal gave you goosebumps? Which moment made your heart skip a beat? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more incredible football content. See you in the next video.